It's funny because he's a skeleton. Oh. Is it Wednesday already? No, it's still Tuesday. They out already? Really? Huh. Oh, that was fast. Okay, give me like 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so, One Piece chapter... Okay, we're good. Now, One Piece chapter number 632, entitled I Already Knew. So the title page this time is a little bit more, it's kind of actually shocking when I saw this. It's Mr. Nine and Miss Monday from the Baroque Works, and they're alive, and they have a child. And I could have sworn they were dead, because if I remember correctly, Mr. Five and Miss Valentine killed them. Yeah, if I remember, and actually I think I even remember Vivi saying that they sacrificed their lives for the greater cause, and here they are. They're alive, though I'm a little, disturbed at the fact that they had a child. I mean, just the idea of these two getting... It's pretty disturbing. Almost as disturbing as... whatever the hell that thing is. But, hey, I chose to review manga in the first place, so I really shouldn't be complaining about anything weird. But, anyway, yeah, good to see that they're still alive. Yeah. I guess they're in a bounty hunting team now over at Whiskey Peak. But anyway, back to the actual plot. The princes are at the plaza. They're getting ready to fight Hody and his the new fisherman pirates. Everyone's cheering them on, saying that if they don't win, then it's over. So the princes are their last hope. Well, as far as they know. We all know that the Straw Hats are going to show up later and kick. Yeah, and they don't show up in this chapter either. 3 in a row. 3 in a row, no Straw Hats. That has to be some kind of record. Outside of a flashback, that has to be some kind of record that they haven't showed up in the present storyline. Okay, so we cut to Jinbei and Shirahoshi. They're riding Megalo. They're getting close to the plaza. Shirahoshi sees her father. We cut back to the plaza. New fishermen pirates are there. They're saying that the numbers of the fishermen attending has grown quite a bit. And now we get to see it. 3 princes. They wiped out an entire army of sea beasts last chapter. So they got to put up at least a little bit of a fight against Tori. Otis just going to cut to them being defeated, isn't he? Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's even more disappointing because they even say the princes were winning the fight before they just, popped in the steroids and then they just got stronger and they beat the crap out of them. So all the princes are tied up on the post next to their father. I don't even know if Hody did anything because they said they were fighting the pirates. They just popped in the steroids and they were, they beat the crap out of him. So I don't even think Hody did anything, to be honest. Princes are defeaed. They apologize to his father. All hope is lost, apparently, according to everyone else, because no one else can do anything, apparently. Icarus is still afraid of fire because I guess they're going to set... They have all the pirates tied up to posts, so I guess, they're going to set them aflame, so Icarus is obviously afraid of that. I guarantee you that Usopp is going to be the one to fight Icarus, and he's going to shoot a flame star or something, and that's how he's going to win the fight. He's going to win the fight in the most comedic of ways possible. Like, he's going to end up shooting a fire star, Icarus is going to end up turning into fried squid, and that's how Usopp wins a fight. I guarantee you it's going to involve something with, Usopp, okay? Because I think he's the only one in the Straw Hats that has any technique that involves fire. Well, there was that one technique that Zoro did against Ryuma. So all of the fishmen that are allied with Hody, they all cheer, execute them, burn them alive. Hody just like, silence. Scary. Well, no duh, he did get a little bit creepier since he, OD'd. But he said, he still has to... There's no evidence that Shirahoshi's dead yet. We have to find her and kill her, because I guess Hody knows that she has that ability to call sea creatures and make them do her bidding, so he wants her dead. And then, right when he says that, Megalo crashes to the ground. Shirahoshi, Jinbei are there. They're all tied up. They apparently got caught in some kind of trap. I don't know what the heck happened to them. One scene, they're flying over the plaza, getting close to it. Next scene, they're freaking all tied up. I'm like, how did that work? I mean, Shirahoshi, I understand. She's inexperienced. But Jinbei used to be a freaking Shibuka. He gets stopped by a rope. I think that's a rope. I don't know what the hell that thing's made out of. But really, he gets caught by that? And, how did that even happen? Were they just, like, flying over and they got caught by a net or something? But whatever. Hody is obviously pleased by this turn of events. Shirahoshi apologized to Jinbei, and Jinbei's like, well, it's already over, don't worry about it. I like it when he says that, because I think what he meant was, you know, well, we're already captured, you know, you can't change back time. But when I first read that, I could sworn Jinbei meant something like, oh, yeah, well, Hori's taking control of the entire island, beating the princes, taking the king hostage, I'm the only one that could have stopped him, and you got me into a trap, so, you know, what the hell, we're all screwed over now. Well, that's kind of funny. Oh, and actually, yeah, excuse my previous ignorance when I said I didn't know how they got captured. They did show how they got captured. Apparently they Hody set up like a fake king. It was like a doll, kind of, and they flew into the doll and they got captured. I still don't know the exact circumstances how the doll tied them up, but whatever, that's what happened, so, yeah. So, Hody and Jinbei have some exchange. There's like, remember the good old days we had back then? Jinbei comments on how his appearance changed because of the steroids, and, yeah, apparently none of the people knew that Jinbei was still there. I guess they all thought he fled after he resigned as his Shippuden position. I guess Hody succeeded. I guess he got everything he wanted. All the fishmen are freed from their respective districts. The king's captured. The princes are beaten. Jinbei's tied up. So then he starts off, and all these fishmen march out. And he's like, number of fishmen capable of wielding weapons, 70,000. Number of human slaves gathered this month, because remember they said not a lot of humans came to Fishman Island in the last month. That's because Hody was stealing them all and rounding them up as slaves. 30,000 of them. Altogether, outlaws, 100,000. Although they say that a couple in the crowd are still kids, and Hody's just like, oh, well, you know, as long as they keep to themselves, they'll be good. So in the middle of Hody basically boasting his plans, you know, all the vast number of followers he has, Madame Shirley shows, and she explains the prophecy she got from Luffy, how Luffy was supposed to be the one to destroy Fishman Island, and she tells everyone this, and since Straw Hat's destined to destroy the island, Hody must not be in charge of it, at least not for that long. So Hody's like incredibly enraged by this and shoots Madame Shirley with a water shot, and big reveal, Madame Shirley is the younger sister of Arlong. Okay, maybe not that big of a shocker. I mean, Arlong has been captured or dead or one of the two. I can't remember. He's not going to show up anytime soon. So, yeah, it doesn't really... Yeah, that's pretty cool to know, though. That explains why, you know, Hody's so mad at her. And then, Hody lays down the big shocker of the chapter. He was the one that killed Otohime. Oh my god. That is not really that surprising. I mean, he was already a douchebag to begin with, and I figured he had something to do with it because he's the one that found the human. He's like, oh yeah, this human's the one that shot our queen. I was a little suspicious back then, but yeah, he's the one that killed the queen, and everyone's shocked by it, except for Shirahoshi, because she already knew. Why she didn't think to tell anyone about this, it's anyone's guess, but yeah, Shirahoshi already knew. And the king, Neptune's obviously super pissed at this. He tries to break out of his chains, and I actually thought he was. I thought he was going to break out of the chains, try to attack Hody, and you know, Hody would have been okay, because he's like uber powerful now, but it would be kind of cool to see something like that. Yeah, Shirahoshi already knew, and then we cut back to the Fishman District, Noah, and I don't know about that. Maybe they're going to explain later in the next chapter that, you know, why she didn't think to tell anyone about it or something. Knowing her, she was probably just shy, but whatever. We cut back to the Fishman District, and we finally get to see what Vanderdecken's been up to. He touched the giant ark, Noah, and he threw it with his right hand, which is locked on to Shirahoshi. So the whole freaking ark, which is, according to him, half the size of Fishman Island, gets hurled at Shirahoshi, but because of its massive size, it's just going to pop out of the bubble, and the hole's going to be too huge, so entire Fishman Island is going to be flooded. Everything. So, yeah, he says, goodbye, Shirahoshi, goodbye, Fishman Island. Everyone's screwed, pretty much. So that's the end of the chapter, and according to the side note, because Oda is sick, I guess there will not be a chapter next week. But, yeah, good cliffhanger. I gotta admit, good cliffhanger there. It leaves some question to know. You know, Luffy's supposed to be the one to destroy Fishman Island. From the way it looks like it, you know, Decken already did it, because he already threw the ark. And as we've seen before, you know, the only way that the objects can stop is if they're, like, you know, blocked by, like, a wall, like the hard shell tower, or by someone else, like Luffy. But there ain't no one that's going to be able to stop a freaking 10-ton ark being hurled at 80 miles an hour to freaking Shirahoshi. So, yeah, as for the Prince thing, I kind of would have enjoyed to see them fight, because we saw their little skills last chapter when they took down all the sea creatures. I would kind of like to see them attack Horty, even if it was like they all come at him from all angles and Horty just like beats them all in one little attack. They just skipped it, which I was expecting that, kind of, because Oda does that sometimes, where he just skips an entire fight. And the Straw Hats didn't show up in this one either, which I'm also kind of pissed about. 3 chapters, 3, really? In hopes that when Oda comes back 2 weeks from now, he reveals the Straw Hats in this epic splendor, like a huge splash page at the end of the next chapter. They all show up at once, with like a master plan, which just involves beating everyone up. But yeah, 100,000 followers. Then again, that doesn't really mean much to Luffy. I mean, Luffy just used Haki and knocks like half of them out. That's probably what's going to happen. But yeah. Good chapter. I enjoyed it. Came out really early today. Super early, because they usually don't come out till tomorrow. But yeah, great chapter. Tekking101 signing out.